I will be reading the words of my Uncle Bryan. On behalf of the Plaugher family, we would like to thank you all for coming to pay your respects to our dad. This is from Bryan, the oldest son, from Dad's first marriage. First off, I would like to thank my entire family for the love and care they have given Dad through this most difficult time. Every one of you helped out in some way or another. To Judy, thank you for loving Dad for so long. And for staying by his side till the end. He truly loved you. To my sister Karen, Paula, and Jennifer, and my little brother Paul, I want to personally thank you for being there so many times during Dad's treatments. Here are some memories of Dad I'd like to share with you. We went on numerous vacations and camping trips, like Norris and Cumberland Lakes, Tennessee, and North Carolina. The Great Smoky Mountains were probably my favorite. We would go to West Virginia to visit with our Uncle Jerry. I remember he had an old house which was creepy to me as an outhouse. He had an old outhouse which was creepy to me as a kid, and every time I went in there, all I could think of was snakes. I remember Dad taking me to my first Cincinnati Reds baseball game at Riverfront Stadium. I remember walking down the aisle where you came out into the open, and I was in awe of how big it was and how beautiful the green field was. Dad would always get me model cars and would put them together piece by piece and paint them. I ended up with quite a nice collection of models. Dad and Grandpa Plaugher even built me a model display case. When I was like 4 or 5, I remember Dad would work third shift and he would come home early on Sunday mornings, and Karen, Paula, and I would be laying in the floor on our bellies watching cartoons. Dad would always have a piece of candy that he would just stick in our mouth while he never took our eyes off the TV. Sometimes, being the prankster he was, one of us would get an Alka-Seltzer instead. Another great memory was the sheriff's office Christmas parties.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed to take forever, at least for a young, anxious boy. But after the dinner and all the speaking was over, finally everyone would sing Jingle Bells, and at that point, the big man himself would come out, and every kid got their name called and got to sit on Santa's lap and got a present. Most recently, and I'm going to miss this so much, was meeting Dad for breakfast or lunch. We would usually go for breakfast to Eaton Place, and back before Dale's pool hall closed, we would go on Friday for fish. Nothing special, or I didn't realize it until now, but it was precious time spent together. Some things Dad taught me. To play the guitar. He took a piece of paper and a ruler and pen and drew 6 vertical lines representing strings and horizontal lines representing frets. He then put little dots where my fingers should go. That's how I learned to make chords on the guitar. To lay carpet. Dad was a carpet laying machine. I would go with he and Tom Hayes on weekends as they laid carpet on the side. We would go up to New Paris and pick up the carpet from Acres Furniture and then go do the job. He taught me well. How to pee. Well, how to pee properly. When little boys go number 1, it is pressurized. One day after I come out of the bathroom, we lived on Washington Street, he said, "Come in here." I came in and he pointed out to me that I had made a mess. He made me clean it up, as he explained to me that if you have a cup of water and poured it into the toilet that it splatters. I really never thought about it as a boy of my age, does most of this number one business outside. I'm sure Judy was glad I got that lesson, and she was probably tired of me. She was probably tired of cleaning up after me. Dad taught me to work for what I wanted, pay your bills on time, and that all actions have consequences. He taught me love. He taught me by example to love and serve God. The man prayed before every single meal. Amen. I was up at the house visiting with him about a week ago when he was really bad. He was lying in the bed having difficulty breathing and could barely talk. I said, Dad, I want to tell you something. I said, I know you're weak and feeble and tired, and it's okay to, quote, give up. I said, I know where you're going when you leave here. I said, you will be with Jesus in heaven for eternity. He replied with, it must not be my time yet, but you better be prepared. He said, don't wait too late. He said, all these friends you think you have are really not your friends. He said, I don't want to sound like Charlie Smith and harp and harp and harp and harp on you. He said, you are very influential to people. He said, you will lose a lot, but you will gain so much more. 2 days later, he went to the hospital for the last time. During his final hours, as I was hugging his neck, I said, Dad, I will see you in heaven. And he looked me in the eye, and with all the strength he could muster up, he blurted, you better. I am at peace with his passing, as I know where he abides. He is no longer suffering. He's with loved ones that have gone on before. I love you, Dad, and I miss you, but I'll see you again.